Hello, I am Farkhod Mahkamov. I am going to tell you about my first self-study video, the name of Intel processor family. I am going to tell you processors, microprocessors, Intel microprocessors, evolution of Intel processors, and difference in key points of all the processors. First one, what is a microprocessor? The integrated circuit which contain all the function of the CPU of a computer is known as microprocessors. And second one, you can see this slide, Intel processors. Intel Corporation is an American multinational corporation and technology company headquartered in Santa Clara, California, that was founded by Jordan Moore and Robert Noyce. It is the world's largest and highest valued semiconductor chip maker based on Ravine and is the inventor of the 86 series of microprocessors, the processors found in the most personal computers. Intel Corporation was founded on July 18, 1968 by semiconductor pioneers Robert Noyce and Jordan Moore, and widely associated with the executive leadership and the vision of Andrew Grove. And you can see this slide list of Intel microprocessors. And the first one series 400 series, and the second one 800 series, and third one Pentium series, and the next one Intel Core series. And the first one, this slide you can see 4004 microprocessors. It created 1971 years for became calculator. Characteristic of microprocessor: 10 millimeter process, 2300 transistors from 400 to 800 kilohertz, and 4-bit word size, and 16 pin deep gauge. And next slide you can see 8 series microprocessor. This slide you can see the name of 8008 processors. Characteristic of this microprocessor: 10 millimeter process, 2500 transistors from 500 to 800 kilohertz, 8-bit word size, 18 pin deep gauge. And this slide you can see 8 series microprocessors. The name of this microprocessor 8085 microprocessor, introduced in 1976 years. It was 8-bit millipica. It is a clock speed was 3 megahertz. It had 6.500 transistors. It could access 64 kilobit of memory. It had 246 instructions. Over 100 million copies were sold. And you can see this slide 8 series microprocessors. You can see this slide characteristic of this microprocessor: 3 millimeter process, 29 kilo transistors, and from 5 to 10 millihertz frequency, and word size 16 bit, and deep gauge 40 pin. And next slide, a series of 800 series Intel processors created 82 years, virtual memory, and PGA you can see 68 pin, and word says 16 bit, and frequency from 6 to 12 megahertz. And this is a picture 8 series of Intel microprocessors, PGA 100 pin, and wall says 32 bit, and transistors 207 75K, and you can see end of the 8 series, and is named of 80486 peopling and floating point unit, and 8 kilobit cache. And characteristic of this microprocessor, and PGA 168 pin, and volt says 32 bits, and frequency from 25 to 100 megahertz, and transistors 1.2 million transistors. And you can see next slide, Pentium series, super clear, created 1993 years, 2 instruction per cycle, repeat 8 kilobits. And characteristic of Pentium series microprocessor, PGA 296 pin, and frequency from 60 to 300 megahertz, and transistors 3.2 mega, and processor from 0.8 and to 0.35 millimeter. And you can see this slide, Pentium Pro 2 or 3 series, and dynamic execution, created 1995 years, and 3 micro-op cycle, out of order execution, and multimedia instruction. And you can see characteristic of this processor, and word says 32 bits, and frequency 166, and 1000 megahertz, and transistors 5.5 mega, and 28 mega transistors. And the series of Pentium, Pentium 4, and deep plane, and very fast clock. And characteristic of this processor, and you can see this slide, unit starts to become invisible on the cycle. And you can see the next slide, a series of Core i Intel processors. First one, Core i3. You can see this slide, Core i3 characteristic of microprocessor. Embedded option available, and logography 22 nanometer, max DDP 55 watts, and clock speed 3.2 gigahertz, Intel Smart Cache 3 megabit, and DMI 5 gigabit second. And the next slide, you can see Core i5 series, and this one, it is picture recommended customer price $276, and description EASA memory support only on BGA PIC-J, and clock speed 2.7 GHz, max turbo frequency 3.3 GHz, Intel Smart Cache 3 megabit second, and DMI 5 gigabit second, and instruction set 64-bit. And you can see series of Core i7 and characteristic of this microprocessor, and recommended customer price $182 and $187, and max TDP 77 watt, and instruction set 64-bit, and of Core i4 of threaded 4, clock speed 3 GHz, max turbo frequency 3.2 GHz, Intel Smart Cache 6 megabit. And summary of the all processor, this slide, you can see this table, all processors, first one 4 series, and the second one 8 series, and the next one Intel series, and Pentium series, next one you can see, and it created these years, you can see this slide, and big cage, and volt says you can see, and the frequency you can see this slide of first one Pentium series, you can see Pentium Pro created 1995, and transistors and 5.5 mega, and frequency and 166 or 200 megahertz. Thank you your attention. Don't forget to like this video if you like it.